Today we will discuss about the important veins of the body. These important veins can be superficial veins or deep veins. The superficial veins are important clinically because these veins are taking for intravenous injections, cardiac catheterization, and other clinical procedures for withdrawing blood. Even from is taking with the withdrawal of the blood is also taking place from the veins. So most familiar veins are median cubital vein. That vein must be familiar to you because median cubital vein is a vein of what cubital fossa. Cubital fossa is anterior aspect of the elbow, and at this level you can see the median cubital vein, which is very superficial there, and this is a vein which is taking for the withdrawal of the blood as well as the cardiac catheterization. Then another vein you must have heard of great saphenous vein. We already heard of this great saphenous vein while studying this what cardiovascular system. Well, because by for doing the bypass surgery, we are choosing this great saphenous vein for grafting. So all these superficial veins have its own importance. We'll discuss some of the clinically important veins in the body. The first being median cubital vein, which is the connecting channel between basilic vein and cephalic vein. Basilic vein is arising from the medial side of the dorsal venous arch, while cephalic from the lateral side of the dorsal venous arch. Cephalic vein is a lateral vein, and this median cubital vein begins from the cephalic 1 inch below the elbow, crosses the cubital fossa, and it is fixed by the perforator vein. Therefore, the median cubital vein does not slip while introducing the needle for drawing the blood. It is the most preferred vein for drawing blood, for giving intravenous injections, and for the cardiac catheterization. In this picture, you can see the veins of the upper limb. Here, and in the dorsal aspect of your upper limb, you can see a venous arch. While clenching your fist, you can see a superficial vein, a group of superficial veins which is running through the dorsum of the hand, and that is called a dorsal venous arch. This dorsal venous arch is giving a long branch on its medial side as well as lateral side. This is a long branch arising from its medial side. This is called a basilic vein. And from the lateral side, this is called cephalic vein. So both cephalic and basilic veins are rising from or formed from the medial side and lateral side of the dorsal venous arch. And these two veins, when passing through the upper limb, here this is the lateral side, so this is cephalic vein, this is a medial side, so this is basilic vein. Cephalic vein, after rising from the lateral side of the dorsal venous arch, passes upwards along the lateral side of the forearm and reaches the cubital fossa. Then it passes along the lateral side of the arm. When it reaches in the upper part, it pierces the deep fascia, and thereafter we cannot see this vein. It goes deep and joins with the axillary vein present in the axilla. That is the fate of the cephalic vein. Now, if you're seeing the basilic vein was originating from the medial end of the dorsal venous arch. It passes along the medial side of the arm, medial side of the forearm, medial side of the forearm first, then reaches the cubital fossa and crosses over the cubital fossa, then reaches the medial side of the arm. When it reaches the middle of the arm, it pierces the deep fascia, and thereafter we cannot see this vein from anterior view. Then, after piercing, this vein passes deep into the axilla and continues as the axillary vein. So, axillary vein is the continuation of the basilic vein. To this axillary vein, the cephalic vein joining. That is what is happening there. These two veins are interconnected by a small connecting vein at the cubital fossa. This is the median cubital vein. Actually, this median cubital vein is starting from 1 inch below the elbow and ends 1 inch above the elbow. It connects the cephalic vein with the basilic. It draws or it takes the blood of the cephalic vein to the basilic, because basilic is finally going to become a deep vein called axillary vein. So the blood from the cephalic vein is taken by this median cubital vein into the basilic vein. And this median cubital vein is the most preferred vein for taking blood as well as cardiac catheterization and for any other clinical procedures, because it is very superficial, as well as they are fixed veins. They are not slipping away while introducing the needle, because this vein is connected to the deep veins through small perforator veins. So this vein is anchored there below. It is anchored to the deep veins in the cubital fossa. That's why it is not slipping out while the needle is introduced into it. So this is a most preferred vein for doing clinical procedures. Next vein is the cephalic vein that is seen in the lower limb. So in the upper limb, we could see basilic vein, cephalic vein, median cubital vein. In the lower limb, great saphenous vein. Great saphenous vein is the largest cutaneous vein of the body. Saphenous means easily seen. It begins from the medial end of the dorsal venous arch of the foot. It ascends 1 centimeter in front of the medial malleolus, runs upwards along the medial border of the leg, crosses behind the knee, enters the front of thigh, reaches the saphenous opening present in the deep fascia of the thigh. Saphenous opening is closed by the cribriform fascia. The great saphenous vein pierces the cribriform fascia and opens into the femoral vein. The tributaries are superficial external pudendal, superficial circumflex iliac, and superficial epigastric. The great saphenous vein has a dozen of valves which permit upward flow of the blood. When the valve becomes incompetent, the blood flow gets reversed and leads to varicose vein. We'll see what is great saphenous vein. As we see in the dorsum of the hand, a dorsal venous arch is present in the dorsum of the foot also. From this dorsal venous arch, from the medial and the dorsal venous arch, our great saphenous vein begins. This is a great saphenous vein. First, this great saphenous vein passes just 1 centimeter in front of the medial malleolus. This is the medial malleolus. Medial malleolus and lateral malleolus are the two bony projections you can feel at the ankle. At your ankle, two bony projections are present on either side. One is the projection from the tibia, other is from the fibula. So medial malleolus is the contribution of the tibia that is present medially. In front of this medial malleolus, in front of this bony projection, this great saphenous vein passes upwards along the medial side of the leg. Then it passes behind the knee to reach the popliteal fossa. Again it inclines into the anterior aspect of the thigh. Then it passes up along the anterior aspect of the thigh. It reaches the upper part of the thigh. In your body, in the upper part of the thigh, the deep fascia consists of an opening, and that opening is called saphenous opening. Saphenous opening is actually closed by a fascia called the cribriform fascia. So when this great saphenous vein approaches towards the upper part of the thigh, this great saphenous vein can reach the saphenous opening. So when it reaches the saphenous opening, it sees that it is closed by the cribriform fascia. So what happened? This great saphenous vein pierces the cribriform fascia and enters inside the saphenous opening. After entering into the saphenous opening, it can see a deep vein there, that is a femoral vein. So this great saphenous vein joins to the femoral vein. Finally, the superficial vein reaches the femoral vein. Femoral vein is a deep vein there. So this is the course of the great saphenous vein. And this great saphenous vein has many tributaries or branches. For veins, as far as the veins are concerned, we are used to say tributaries, not branches. So the tributaries from the great saphenous vein, or tributaries of the great saphenous vein, is one is superficial external pudendal, superficial epigastric, superficial circumflex iliac. And the importance of this great saphenous vein, another importance of this great saphenous vein is, this great saphenous vein is taking blood from the lower part of the body towards the upper part. That means it is taking the blood against the gravity. So what happened is, there is a tendency for the blood to comes down. So for preventing this, a dozen of valves are present in the great saphenous vein. So these valves are preventing the backflow of the blood. Unidirectional flow only allowed by this valve. So whenever there is an incompetency in the valve, whenever there is any lesion or any problem with the valves, what happened is, two directional flow of blood occurs. upward and downward flow of the blood occurs there. That causes varicose vein. That causes the tortuosity of the vein, as well as that condition is called varicose vein. Then another applied aspect is the position of the great saphenous vein is always 1 centimeter in front of the medial malleolus. So it is easy to cut down for intravenous drip. Next vein is the azygous vein. Azygous veins, there are 3 in number. Azygous veins are 3 sets: azygous vein, hemiazygous vein, and accessory hemiazygous vein. Azygous means unpaired. Unpaired veins. Only one vein can be seen in the body, azygous. It serves as an anastomotic channel between the superior and inferior vena cava. It arises in the abdomen by 3 roots: a subcostal, ascending lumbar, and lumbar azygos. It ascends and enters the thorax by piercing the diaphragm. At the level of T4, it passes over the root of the right lung and opens into the superior vena cava. The tributaries at the posterior right intercostal vein, hemiazygous vein, accessory hemiazygous vein, esophageal, mediastinal, pericardial, and right bronchial vein. While taking the hemiazygous vein, it is present on the left side like the origin of azygos, ascends up to the T8 level and crosses to the right side. Then it ends with the azygos. Accessory hemiazygos is present on the left side of the vertebral column, crosses to the right side at the T7 to end in azygos. You can see all the azygos veins here. What you can see here is, this is the azygos vein. It's given in green color. This is superior vena cava and below is the inferior vena cava. This green color area, or that is the azygos vein, which is specifically given in a separate color. And this azygos is connecting the superior vena cava with the inferior vena cava. So this is a connecting vein of superior inferior vena cava. How does it form? It formed actually inside the abdominal cavity. This picture shows the course of the azygos in the thoracic cage. So in the abdominal region, it develops, it forms from the abdominal region by 3 roots: a subcostal vein, ascending lumbar, and lumbar azygos. These are the 3 formative tributaries. Subcostal vein, ascending lumbar, and lumbar azygos are the formative tributaries of the azygos vein. After being formed, it is piercing the diaphragm to enter the thoracic cage. In the thoracic cage, it passes along the side of one right side of the vertebral column, and when it reaches the T4 vertebra, fourth thoracic vertebra, it just arches, it forms an arch and joins with the superior vena cava. So it is connecting the inferior vena cava with the superior vena cava. Now, the tributaries of the azygos includes hemiazygos, accessory hemiazygos, as well as these 3 formative tributaries like subcostal vein, lumbar azygos, and ascending lumbar. Along with that, many veins from the this thoracic region joins with that, like pericardial vein, mediastinal vein, left bronchial vein, etc. can be forms tributaries of azygos vein. Another set of azygos is the hemiazygos and accessory azygos. Both hemiazygos and accessory azygos are present on the left side. This is the hemiazygos vein and this is accessory hemiazygos. Hemiazygos ascends on the left side, then it crosses to the right side at the level of T8 vertebra. Then it joins with the azygos. Like that, hemiazygos descends on the left side, crosses to the right side at the level of T7 and joins with the azygos vein. So these are the azygos set of veins present in our body. So it's arising, it is present in the abdomen as well as thoracic cage. Next vein is the portal vein. Portal vein we are very familiar because this portal vein we had studied in the liver while studying the gastrointestinal tract as a relation of the duodenum as well as pancreas. Portal vein is formed behind the neck of the pancreas by the union of superior mesenteric vein and splenic vein. It drains the abdominal part of alimentary tract and associated glands. The portal venous blood is very rich and is laden with end products of the digestion like protein, carbohydrates, and fat is carried by the thoracic duct. The length of the portal vein is 3 inches. From its origin, it runs upwards behind the first part of the duodenum to reach the porta hepatis and divides into right-left division. Tributaries includes splenic vein, superior mesenteric vein, right gastroepiploic, pancreaticos duodenal, left gastric vein, right gastric vein. In this picture, you can see the formation of the portal vein. Here, this is the superior mesenteric vein, and this is spleen from which the splenic vein arises. Both superior mesenteric and the splenic vein together forms the portal vein. So this is the portal vein. Portal vein comes up. It carries the end products of digestion like proteins and carbohydrates. And these end products of digestion has to raise the liver. So this portal vein carries these end products and moves towards the liver, divides into a right half and a left half. Right half enters the right lobe, left one enters the left lobe. And this, after entering, it divides into many sinusoids. Now, the formative tributaries are splenic vein and superior mesenteric. Apart from the formative tributaries, it also have many other tributaries like right gastric, left gastric, pancreaticoduodenal, right gastroepiploic, like that. So these are the important veins of the body.